really like a lot that Capricorns work hard. Capricorns are usually the most hardworking of a work situation. As an Aquarius, my sun is an Aquarius. I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart. I actually have a lot of Capricorn. Hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Tarot. My name is Holly. So grateful to have you all. I do these fun videos. I'm doing 2 this week. So yeah, I'm starting off with what I feel about Capricorns. It's Capricorn season. Yay, happy Capricorn season. Lovely people. One of my best friends growing up was a Capricorn. We don't talk anymore because we've just grown apart. When I went to, if you don't know this about me, my parents are South African, so I used to go back and visit. I haven't been back since COVID. I literally went right before COVID, like all the shutdowns, stuff like that. And when I went back, I was just very disappointed that some people didn't make an effort to see me. And I actually don't know if I'm gonna go back because I just feel like, yeah, I want to see my dad's family, but I don't know about everybody else. And one of those friends that just didn't make any time for me, and I was very disappointed because when she came to New York, she stayed with me. I took care of her. I went above and beyond, and she knows all of this because I let her know that. But that's why I ultimately decided to no longer be friends with her, because I don't like to give to people and the reciprocity is just not there. And then when I confronted her, she made up excuses, and I was like, you know what, I'm good on this friendship. So I don't need to say that to say that I don't really have, you know how I have this like love-hate with Sagittarius. It's not really like that with Capricorns for me. I feel like some of them I get along with, some of them I don't. Obviously that's life. But if I don't get along with a Capricorn, or if we don't speak anymore, I don't feel like betrayed, Not like with Sagittarius and Libra. When I've ended things with Sagittarius all the time, I feel betrayed, and Libras too, I feel very betrayed. But not with Capricorns, Actually, the longest relationship I've had was with the Capricorn. Very interesting. And he was a very charming, sometimes Capricorns, they're not the most charming, but I really loved his work ethic. Very hard worker, very business oriented. Sometimes he'd be kind of cold with me, kind of cruel to me with his words. That's ultimately why I ended the relationship. With other factors too. I mean, I was no angel. We were both it was a good time, and I'm grateful for the relationship, but it ended for a reason, and both of us were responsible. I really like a lot that Capricorns work hard. Capricorns are usually the most hardworking of a work situation. As an Aquarius, my sun is an Aquarius. I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart. I actually have a lot of Capricorn in my chart too. The Saturn energy that rules Capricorn is very intriguing to me because I like strategy. They're very strategic people. I love that. I absolutely love that. But the Uranus side of me is like, I need some spontaneity, and they're like, no spontaneousness. No spontaneity here. It is what it is. Which I've needed for a lot of my life. But I don't see myself dating another Capricorn. Who knows? Because, life is life. But I think the reason why it hasn't worked out with me and Capricorns in relationships is that I need freedom. And I think with Capricorns, they like stability. I actually think the best compliment to a Capricorn is a Scorpio. That's really what I think in terms of relationships, because they just get each other. They are all about like soul ties and bonding and stuff like that. Not in a bad way. Scorpio is not my forte, in terms of relationships. But I did genuinely believe Scorpios and Capricorns are the best match for one another. Yeah, that's just my belief. What I really also like about Capricorns is that they stick to themselves. They stay in their lane, you know. I really like that. They'll never go out of their way to cause drama or any of that. And they're very loyal, you know. Even though sometimes they might dismiss you for a work event, or they'll choose work over you, which I feel like is a lot of the shadow side of Capricorn. Because down the line, when they need people and the people aren't there, basically they might want to choose people too over work. But a lot of them are fixated with getting to the top, which is not a bad thing, but it can also create a lot of loneliness over time, you know. Because as we age, we tend to miss out on being with people and so forth. What I don't like about Capricorns, excuse me, I'm not sorry why I said Leos. What I don't like about Capricorns is that I feel like sometimes they're too work oriented. I actually used to have another friend that would always pick work over me, and I would tell her, like, you know, you're picking work over me, which I used to do when I was younger, you know, because I do have a lot of Capricorn in my chart, because I recognize it in myself. I would recognize it in her, and it used to really bother me. I did have compassion for her, but it got to too many times. I was just like, you know what, you don't even answer my text, you don't even, you know what I'm saying, we don't even communicate anymore. This friendship is pretty much over. So that's what I don't like about them. I think sometimes also at work they can be very self-serving. I used to work with she was a very hardcore Capricorn. She loved Capricorn on her chart. She was very self-serving. She would throw anybody under the bus, but it wasn't betrayal because I knew she was like that. Do you know what I'm saying? When I don't like it is when the person acts like they're not like that, but they are. But Capricorns will be very upfront, like, I am very work-oriented. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to plainly be about work, and I appreciate that, because I find Capricorns are very upfront people. I've very rarely met a Capricorn that, and I'm talking about Sun and Capricorn, that will be something and then act a completely different way. No, they're very much like, I'm here to work. They hardly even make work friends, because they're like, I'm here to be at the top. That's it. And I really appreciate that about a lot of Capricorns. So that's how I feel about Capricorns. And I'm open to, actually maybe I'm not open to dating another Capricorn. I just feel like sometimes Capricorns can be very controlling people, and I don't like when people try to control me. You know, it should just flow. And I feel like sometimes because they're so too strategic, they want to control other people too. They want to give you unsolicited advice, and I'm not here about unsolicited advice, you know. So as a whole, I really like Capricorns, but I don't want to be given advice. I don't want to be controlled. So yeah, that's how I feel about Capricorns. And yeah, a lot better than how I feel about Sagittarius as a whole, because like I said, my best ex was Sagittarius. I have friends, one or two friends that are Sagittarius. but people came after me last time and they were like, you just don't like us. And I was like, no, I've explained very clearly. This is my opinion based on my past experiences. I have not had very good experiences with Sagittarius, but overall I've had great experiences with Capricorn. So if you're Capricorn, you're representing well, and I love you all. Take care.